Hi guys, Lindsay here with Storybook Family Farm. So over the last few days, I've honestly been in a bit of a funk emotionally. I think because I've just been sort of like trying to figure out what is going on with my body and what it all means moving forward. Because I've been having a lot of issues with my back and with my shoulders for several years now. That's part of also what we've been working on a lot in PT. Um, and I found out this week that I actually have osteoarthritis in my back already, which is really unheard of, especially to be in your upper back. It's not a common place for it, um, especially being as young as I am. So that's something that's kind of frustrating for me to find that out and to find out that there's already bone spurs starting in my spine. That's kind of a bit of a concern. It's also concerning too to me because the physical therapist decided yesterday that I should probably have a whole another month of therapy. I was really hoping that I was going to be done with that. I thought that yesterday was going to be the last day that I'd have to keep going with that, but I guess it is what it is. It's hard for me to find a good groove with different schedules changing and stuff, especially this week because Willie went back to school this week, so things are just kind of weird and off kilter. And then also with 2 days a week having physical therapy that I have to go to, that's kind of in the middle of my day. In terms of getting things done, it's been hard for me to try to get into a good flow with everything changing. And it's also been hard for me to get into a kind of a place of positive acceptance of what is happening within me. Um, it's kind of hard because I feel very much that I was very much called into this lifestyle of homesteading and being more self-reliant and more self-sufficient and really trying to take care of ourselves completely and stuff. And the body that I was given definitely is not one that this lifestyle is conducive for. So that's something that I've been trying to come to terms with, to come to grips with, because there's been a lot that, just with having EDS, that has honestly taken from me, and it's really squandered a lot of hopes and dreams for my own self. And then with also this past month getting diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis and finding out that that's kind of a big deal too, it's been hard for me, to be quite honest. It's been hard for me to figure out where to go from here, how to move forward and stuff, what our big master plan is and stuff like for our lives or anything, which, it doesn't really matter because we can plan all we want, but, you know, sometimes things just work out differently. Um, but it's been frustrating because like the property that we're on is something that's very difficult to manage if you don't have a fully functioning body, a good working fit um, physique and stuff because of the hill, because of how steep the woods are and things of that nature. To utilize this part of the land at all, you have to be in good shape, which, I can, at this point in moment in time, I can walk up and down the steep hill without too much difficulty and stuff because I've been doing it every single day, multiple times a day, trying to train my body to stay in good enough shape that I can easily walk up and down without like huffing and puffing and sounding like I'm gonna die. Um, but like it's been really frustrating for me. I've been really questioning like why this is the way that it is, why I was given the body that I've been given and the calling that I've been given. Like I'm somebody that's very passionate about a lot of things, and a lot of times like a new passion will get ignited in me and then like in a year or two it's just gone. I figured it out, did the thing, got excited about it, you know, it consumed every part of my life, and then I finished it and it was done. Never to be touched again, never to be a passion again. And homesteading is something that, over the years of doing it, that hasn't ever dried up. It hasn't ever ceased to exist. It's been like, okay, now what are we going to do? Now what are we going to do? How are we going to improve this? How are we going to grow more? How are we going to do more? It's one of them things that like I can just let the passion just keep going and keep burning and keep building without it extinguishing. So it's been very hard for me to accept that the thing that I'm the most passionate about is going to increasingly get more difficult for me to do as time goes on, which I know that like as aging, everybody struggles with this thing. But the problems that I'm dealing with right now are problems that like 60-year-olds and 70-year-olds deal with, that they're like, well, shucks, in 20 years, I'm probably going to be dead, but it's okay. It's one of those things where it's like, well, shit, like I'm dealing with this now, and I'm not even 35. Like, it's kind of it's concerning to try to look towards the future for myself. Especially when, you talk to people that are older than you and they're like, oh yeah, everything hurts. It's terrible. Don't get old. It's really bad. And it's like, okay, well, right now everything already hurts on me, and I'm kind of freaking out because, like, the body doesn't really regenerate that easily. It's not like a video game where you can just respawn yourself out and just be like, boop, I'm healed, I'm better. That'd be pretty cool if it could work like that, but, it doesn't seem to and stuff. But I've kind of been in a weird funk of just questioning what's next for us, what all this means, what all adaptations I'm going to have to continue to make, because, my physical therapist kept talking about things of that I really shouldn't do this and I really shouldn't do that in terms of like lifting heavy things, that even once the collarbone issue is completely healed, that I still should not be lifting heavy things ever. And that's kind of a bummer for me, because that's, with homesteading, you lift a lot of heavy stuff. Like, that's the reality of it. You don't really get away from, lifting heavy feed bags and bales of hay and things of that nature. So I think that I'm going to, while I'm still in therapy, try to pick their brains more about how to make different adaptations for the homestead itself. Ooh, I just seen a squirrel jump from one tree to another tree, and it was like really thin branches, and it like dropped down like 5 feet. The branch swung down as the squirrel ran through there. It was kind of neat. But I think what I'm going to try to do over the next month of me having PT is I'm going to try to really ask them more questions, because it's that slippery slope of asking questions that you don't want the answers to, because I've already asked some of them questions of like how the whole EDS and RA thing is going to play in together, what my future is going to look like with those conditions together. And it's kind of one of those things that I'm a little nervous to even try to ask more questions about, because some things you just, you don't want to know. But I think that I'm going to try to pick their brains some of what adaptations I should make now to this lifestyle to make it so that way I can keep doing this for a lot longer. I think that that's something that's definitely worth looking into, because I know that, with the way that I've been struggling now and in the past year since we've gotten this place, and seeing how much of a decline there's been in my physical capabilities of doing different things, which, part of that is because I had RA and it was not medicated. It was not known about. It just was running rampant and stuff. And the medication has been helping some. It's started to help, so that's good. But with looking back to prior to us owning this place and seeing how much my body has changed in the last year, to try to look forward a year from now, that's something that really is intimidating for me, to be like, well, shoot, like, this is how much it changed in the past year. How much more is it going to degenerate? So that's something that's kind of frustrating. So I don't know. I guess that's the only things I have to say right now, because I don't know what else to say besides that I don't know. I don't know what this is going to mean for me. I don't know how this is going to change how we plan things out, how we plot things out and stuff. It's not something that, I definitely think it's one of those only time will tell sort of situations as to how things progress. So I don't know. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys.